Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Dissect. Of course, I'm rolling solo tonight. I go by the name of Novelist. My co-host Joelle is not going to be with us tonight. She'll be back next week. However, we got a very interesting show for you. We got two beautiful ladies joining the program tonight. We're going to be talking food. We're going to be talking clothing. We're going to be talking, I guess, care as far as nurse and all that good stuff, right? So, um, sit back, relax, enjoy the show with us this evening. Of course, we have a WhatsApp number that will be passing at the bottom of the screen throughout the show that you guys could actually send a voice note or you could send a WhatsApp message and then we play it later on for the guests to answer your questions if you have any. All right. Please subscribe to this on YouTube. Subscribe to Islands Therapy on Facebook and YouTube and also TDN Network on YouTube and Facebook as well. All right. So let's get the show started and let's bring a beautiful woman. I'm not gonna say where she's from. She will explain all that. She really fed me last year while I was on vacation. And from the palette, welcome Miss Kenithia Nicholas to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening,
Hi.
madam.
Hello, good evening, novelist.
What's going on? What's good?
Yeah, I am doing fine. I feel very well this evening. Thank you for having me on the Dissect this
Not
evening.
Yeah, thank you for joining us this
Yes, I
evening. I,
am
li- I like
privileged.
I like the T-shirt. Got to put that out there. Better food, better mood.
Better food, better mood. That's right.
Most definitely. So let's start by telling the people who's Kenneth and Nicholas, like where you from, or all that stuff.
Okay, so I am Kenithia Nicholas, registered nurse, entrepreneur, and
Right.
owner of the PALLET in
Mm-hmm.
Goodwill. Kenithia Nicholas is really from Goodwill. What is
Right.
Lane Goodwill?
Mm-hmm.
And then Newtown, Harlem,
Right.
then Castle Comfort, and currently I reside in Warner.
Okay. Nice. Mm.
Yes.
So you know Dominica quite well then.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
do, I do.
All right. So you mentioned that you're a registered nurse. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. So I guess let's start with a little bit of the nursing background, I guess.
Okay, so the nursing background or my professional journey, I should say.
Right.
Yes, yes. Okay, so it really started in 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, where I really got a part-time job as a flight attendant
All
with
right.
Coastal Airlines
Hmm.
in St. Croix, who traveled from Dominica to St. Croix.
Okay.
Yes, and thereafter I pursued my nursing and became a registered nurse in 2009.
Okay.
Yes, so I practiced nursing from 2009. I still do.
Okay.
And yeah, and however, in 2018, I resigned from the public service.
Mm.
Yeah. resigned from the public service, but still a registered nurse.
Right.
Yeah, and I managed Ma Boyd's Keto School Liba. That's my mother's restaurant
Right.
for 4 years. And that brought me to 2001 when the palette was birthed.
Okay.
Yes.
That is an interesting start. So, what made you want to resign as a nurse? Like, how many? First of all, how many years did you put into schooling for a nurse for you to become a nurse?
Yes, to become a nurse at the time, you study for 3.5 years actually, and you do 6 months of internship, I should say. So 4 years
Right.
generally. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I see you stress on what made me resign as a nurse.
Yeah, so early.
Mhm.
I mean,
So,
being where you are right now, it probably was not a bad, decision. But I'm
mhm.
curious to know.
Okay, maybe everybody. So really, someone never really leave their first love, and nursing is more than just a career. Always has always been more than just a career. It's my passion.
Right.
I caring it just comes naturally for me. And in 2018, I was faced with a decision or a turning point in my life,
Right.
and I did not resign from being a nurse, but I resigned from the public service. So I resigned from going to do 12 hours of nursing
Okay.
a day.
Right.
Yes. So what I did was just, some people would say is like become like you do your nursing on contract.
Right.
Yeah, but my registration, my license is still up to date, and I just sort of untied myself because the restaurant ownership, it became extremely overwhelming
Right.
with doing my nursing. Yeah, and with nursing, you have to concentrate, you have to give your all, you have to be able to report to base whenever you're called, and
Right.
those complications. So it, yeah, among others, I am actually living with a medical condition.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, and all of that just to balance my health, balance my mind, and just to be a little more productive at whatever it is I was facing at the time. I
Right.
had to resign from the system.
So while I guess coming to retirement, you said you were a nurse. I was gonna say nursing your mom's restaurant. You were working at your mom's restaurant or managing your mom's restaurant. You said right?
Yes,
Okay.
I did that along with my nursing, and then it became too much on one plate.
Right.
So I had to give up something, and life throws lemons, and I decided to make a lime squash.
Right.
Yes, that's what I can say.
so
Yeah.
so how was it like managing your mother's restaurant, and I guess that's where the idea came from for the palette. Is that where the idea came for the palette? For managing?
Okay. For managing the restaurant, I from little girl, I've always been able to appreciate the hustle and bustle of food preparation because my
Okay.
father, who passed last year,
Right.
was a huckster for as long as I knew him. And
Condolences, by the way, sir.
yes,
Right.
so that's, I appreciate the buying the food, buying
Right.
the raw produce, shipping it out, and then came my mother. I mean, with my boy, you have to be able to cook. You have to
Right.
be able to handle yourself in the kitchen. So that came naturally,
Right.
and yeah, and then I managed mom's restaurant because she traveled.
Okay.
Yes, and then she came back, and when she came back, a bird have to be able to fly on its own.
Yeah, facts.
That's when, yes, that's when Palette became,
That's when the whole palette idea kicked in.
Yes, that's how the idea kicked in.
And your mom, well, your restaurant is not that far from where your mom is located either.
No, not at all. It's a walk away.
Yeah.
And she has her people who love her sweet tongue and her
Right.
food. And
Right.
I have my people who love my caring hands and my
Right.
food. Yes.
Nice. So there's
Mhm.
no conflict, all in the family.
Oh no,
Just
no, no. Oh
nice.
no, no, no. I Whenever my food runs out, I recommend only my boy.
Nice.
Yes, and likewise.
I like that. I like that.
For
I
sure.
like that. No, I never had my boy's food, but I had a week and I would say maybe 3 or 4 days
Yeah,
of the palate. And man, it had my palate having a party in my mouth.
that's the idea.
Right? So
That's the idea, novelist. And
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. No, I was just saying that the palette itself is not just a business.
Right.
But with my whole nursing background, I approach my menu with a whole different, I just do holistic care
You put
because
right.
I just cannot forget what I've learned. And
Right.
high blood pressure and diabetes is very, very common in Dominica.
Yes.
So I take into consideration the sodium level. I always have naturally sweetened juices.
Right.
I ensure that our meals are well balanced,
Right.
and for sure starch is a number one killer. I try my best to limit that and incorporate proteins, and
Right.
yeah, and it works well. You wouldn't even believe, some people send from the hospital and say, tell nurse, because my name has gone out the window,
Yeah. Nurse.
but they will say, tell nurse my mother has DVT, for lack of something, or my
Right.
mother is in casualty, her sugar is high, send something for her to eat. And I
Right.
have to put on my nursing hat and shoes and prepare something that would be suitable for a person with that condition.
Nice.
So maybe that's what you taste. It's the
Right.
care that we give from the palates, and
Well,
it really sends your whole vibe.
yes. Yes.
Yes.
Before I get to my little experience, you mentioned juices, and one of the things I regret after, I remember when I came and I asked for CMOS, and you're like, try the one without milk, and I was like, I don't know, because I never had CMOS without milk.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Remember, I came back the second time. You're like, you sure you don't want to try it? I'm like, all right, let me try it. And man, that was like the best decision.
Yeah, that was it, right?
That I remember I actually got two of them, 2 or 3 of them. I was like, man, this is amazing. So thank you for that. Because
Great.
now I
You
look at
are most
CMOS from a whole
welcome.
different. Yeah. But
Yes.
I want to talk about the food for a minute because I was in quarantine for about a week. And I remember the Monday, the first day of my quarantine, I think it was the Monday. And
Mm-hmm.
my sister asked me, what do I want to eat? Of course, I don't know. So she said to me, okay, I'll go by my friend and I'll get you whatever. Because I only eat fish, right?
I learned that.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So then I was getting the food, and the next day she goes to me, what do you want to eat? I'm like, whatever you gave me yesterday, can I get that again? And I remember the third day, I'm like, yo, I only want to eat at one place. So don't call me and ask me. I go, wherever you're getting that food, that's all I want. And it was for me, it wasn't just like the taste of the food. Like I enjoyed the food. The first time I got the food, I ate it. I was like, this is good. But the second time, for me, it was the presentation of the food, how the food came to me in the dish that it came in. It was like this cardboard
The
type
script.
thingy that floats.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was to me was the most amazing thing. I was like, wow. And then when I got the soup, I got pea soup or something, red pea soup,
Mm-hmm.
and it came in that same jar, but it has that cardboard look. I was like, nah, it's nah. I gotta go to this
Good.
place. So that was
Wow.
my experience.
Yes, yes. So, the biodegradable containers are mandatory in Dominica right now.
Okay.
Yes, they are. And We went through a series. We tried different containers, I would say.
Hmm.
And the ones we use are, I would say, more on the expensive end.
Right.
But
Looks that way.
I just, at the palette, my entire team, I shouldn't say I,
Right.
because I have an auntie who works with me,
Hmm.
and I have to get her approval before anything goes out
Right.
there. So we like to give what we would like to receive.
Right.
And yes, generally now, because of the containers not being so consistent, I would say. You do
Right.
that lining of foil, and to me, I'm not throwing anyone else under the bus. I mean, people that can only go with as far as the hand can reach. But
True.
for me, I would go the extra mile because you see that experience you had.
Right.
Besides the taste, I'm sure that made you come back. It's just more homey. Um,
Yes.
I like to be different, just
Right.
me. I like to be different, and everything I do, I like to, even if it takes a lot more effort, I like to do it very well.
Of course.
And yeah, and like I say, whatever we give from the palette is something we put ourselves in the position of the customer, and
Right.
we would appreciate it ourselves.
Right.
So
But
that was a little love in a box you received.
yeah, and like I said, well, presentation, goes a long way, right? You could give me the same food. Let's say I take food from pallet, two different bowls, and I don't know it's from the pallet. And the presentation of the food could actually make me say, well, that food tastes better than the other one just because
That's
of the way
right.
it's presented, right?
That's
So
right. People taste with their eyes.
yes,
I always say people taste with
yes,
their eyes.
yes.
Even with the meals, like to have the plates we use, the way we put the food. You never sat and eat, did you, novelist?
I did that, but I sat in the car outside because all the tables were
Okay. So
folded.
it
But yeah,
still was in a box.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So your next time, your first meal, I am going to ensure that we sit and eat together. So you'll
I
have
would
something else to say.
I would
Okay?
love that.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes,
Good.
I would actually love that.
Great.
Maybe I'll have a camera so we could, I don't know, do something on
Of
Dissect.
course, of course,
But
of course.
but
Sam, are you hearing?
Sam has a big smile on his face right now.
Oh
But
boy.
but yeah, even like, okay, so I was enjoying the food in in a hotel room, right? But when I came outside and I actually saw where I was getting food from, that even wowed me too, right? And like we're trying to get the explanation for pallets earlier in the back with you, and I'll have you explain that to the masses. But I remember eating there. No, I remember coming there one time and it was closed, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at my sister and I was like, ah, in my head, that's where you got the palette because everything folded and just looks so neat and nice. And I was like, yo, this is so amazing. Like the experience of, you know, eating outside, like it's not noisy, it's not dusty, it's just nice and it just has a nice chill vibe to it. But that's what I got from the name. But I want
Okay.
you to explain to the people what the name palette means or where your definition of the name palette, the word palette.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I will do that. So, novelist, my nursing experience again.
Yep.
Yes. So really, palettes, PALATE, would really be your ability to appreciate and distinguish flavors.
Right.
So that was my approach, the medical part of it. But
Hmm.
I have a very, very creative and supportive partner who played with the words,
Right.
and he thought of aesthetics, he thought of the look, he thought of what would reach out to just a general person. Because when we did the teaser with the palette, how I said previously,
Right.
the pronunciation was not what we were looking for. And
Mm.
then when we tried with the palette, it just clicked.
Right.
And then I mean the palette can, well, you saw what we can do with palettes. We made the
Yes.
benches out of pallets, our
Yes.
pots. Yeah, it's just it just reached to the masses. That's how I should say it.
Right.
When we changed the spelling and then we capitalized on the palette and used the palettes to
Right.
design. Yes,
Kind of like a double meaning type thing,
exactly.
but
Exactly.
it will work.
Exactly.
And the palette also has like an urban natural feel to it.
Very
If
much so.
you know what I mean. It
Reflecting the personalities of who's
Yes,
behind it.
yes.
That's right. That's right.
So
Very down to earth and
yeah, and like I said, for me when I go anywhere, right, especially when I go home to DA, to Dominica, it always takes me at least 2 or 3 days to adjust. Um,
okay.
because up here, you used to people talking one way and moving a certain way, and everything is so
Mm-hmm.
faster, right? So when I go
Yes.
DA, yeah, so when I go DA, I have to get used to not necessarily the accents or anything, because I mean I'm a Dominican, but just the way of life, right?
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
I felt very comfortable when I was at the palette. You know what I mean? I didn't have to like it was like I said, there was no noise. Like, usually you go somewhere and somebody's arguing, somebody's fighting, or it was just peaceful.
Yes.
It really, really felt amazing, right? So I just wanted to put that out there. A little
Okay.
sales pitch.
Great.
but
I'm happy.
but what goes into the thought process of preparing these meals every day?
Okay. So yes, we have a post clinical. I am sorry. I cannot. I approach everything like I am on the ward,
Right.
on the medical ward. And what we do as nurses after our day, then all the nurses, as in the ones coming in
Mm-hmm.
and those leaving, they come together and we do a post clinical,
Nice.
and that
Okay.
helps the oncoming team.
Right.
So what we do at the end of the day, and it's not many of us, it's four, sometimes five of us.
Right.
We sit and we approach our menu with a holistic approach. We think of, like I tell you, the ingredients for sure. We take into consideration our salt levels,
Right.
the amount of starch. Auntie, I always say Auntie Josiane, she remembers the menu of last week like a calendar, but we always think of variety.
Right.
We cannot do the same peas twice a day unless maybe it's a soup.
Okay.
And our salads, we have to switch it around for sure. Salads are the first thing we decide. Okay, are we steaming today? Are we mixing the vegetables? Are we separating them fresh?
Right.
And the starch we take into consideration, not more than two starches. But Dominicans, they want plenty food
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
So the provisions is a must. We must have
Right.
provisions some way, either in the soup or on your plate.
Yes.
And yeah, and the
I,
peas, like I told you, because we have a lot of non-meat eaters.
right. So it's like
Yes,
like
I won't even say vegetarians, but non-meat eaters.
yes.
So every day we try to incorporate a peas in case somebody comes and say, I want a vegan meal, so they
Right.
can have a gravy.
Yes.
And the meats, we try to do at least three meats, 3 or 4 meats
Right.
daily, just to
Nice.
switch it around and keep our customers interested.
Right. And that
Yes.
is that is something else I noticed when you mentioned the vegan thing. That's what I noticed too, because it was like I remember seeing either vegan written on my soup, and I was like,
Okay,
that that's good. Like, I could actually go to this place and have choices, right? Like
that's
this,
right.
not to say everywhere doesn't have choices, like, but
Yeah, yeah.
you go to some places and it's like, for me, even up here in Toronto, it's hard for me to eat outside. So
Okay.
when I do see like maybe an Indian restaurant that says vegetarian restaurant, whatever, I'm happy,
You
right?
gravitate.
Yeah,
Yes.
because everywhere is a pork or bacon or some type of thing. So, you know, I know in Dominica they love their pigtail and those type of
Hmm.
things, right? so
Let me tell you.
it's good for people like me to see that, yo, I have options. And I think that another reason that, why give myself headache, just Go there. The food
Yeah,
is
just
good.
go to Pallet. Let nurse take care of you. Of
Yeah.
course.
And you know that's what I'm
That's,
going to call you from now, in nurse.
oh, I'm used to it. So yes, novelist. I have a brother who do not eat meat. I have never known him eating meat.
Hmm.
And like I told you, a lot of my inspiration come from just the home setting.
Right.
So that has been instilled in me, and we just go that way. Some of my customers are not happy because they say they want the food to have the flavor.
Hmm.
So we do, but we cannot just cater for one set. So we
Right.
even have colored spoons. There are certain spoon handles that cannot touch the meat
Right.
because it's just for fish.
Right.
And we just believe that the like you see, I don't want to say too much to give our secret away,
No, no, no.
but the vegan meals, the vegan, especially the soup, no matter what, it tastes better. It tastes better, and after I don't eat pork. After it
Right.
can be contaminated. Oh Lord. Some people are going to kill me for this, but
Yeah.
after it's more options because even for our soup, we do 2 or 3 meat kinds as
Right.
optional, and
Okay.
then so we add them variety. I believe in, and I even had a meeting with my ladies not too long ago, and I was letting them know that I told them that we're going to do a new approach where we're going to offer sides
Hmm.
because it's not everyone who wants to come and have rice, peas, provision, salad. So we incorporated that new thing. We didn't advertise too much to confuse ourselves initially, but someone can come for just meat and salad, and the
Right.
prices will be different. They know. Just beans and rice, because you want to cater to your customers.
Of
You want
course.
to make them feel they got what they asked for.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
And of course, because people come and spend the money, they want to be comfortable. They
Let
want to
me
be
tell
best.
you, and in Dominica, we do not play with that.
I
Yes.
was going to say that because Dominican customers can be very aggressive or very loud at times if they have to or they fail to. How do you deal with that?
Oh Lord, oh Lord. The lady said to me, Nurse, I've never seen you get mad. I say, really? I say, maybe it's not something you want to see,
Yeah. Right?
but it's a lot easier to just be kind and
Yes.
understanding.
Yes. Yes.
And I wouldn't even give the nursing credit for that. It's just my persona.
Hmm.
And sometimes people come at you. Most times they are aggressive is because of a previous experience.
Right.
And I just like to differentiate from the get go, especially with my new customers. I let them know, okay, you're at the pallet,
Hmm.
whatever it is that happen. I can have a smart mouth at times, but
Right.
it's for the customer's benefit. People
Yes.
come at you, sometimes they very, and maybe my father helped me, I should say, because my father was a militant. Wow,
Okay.
I can tell you. So if I dealt with him, I
Yeah.
don't think there's much out there
So you
that
got
I
some
cannot
serious structure.
deal with.
Right. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
some serious structure going on there.
Yeah.
Even to be a nurse, you got to have a lot of patience as well, right?
Yes, that's true.
So that
And
definitely.
even then, I wouldn't blow my trumpet too much, but my clients, my
Mhm.
patients I've dealt with, or I don't think there's many of them that would have something negative to say about me to date. I can see that. I
Right.
would walk in town and people would remind me of the good I did for them. And I'm young in it still, but
Right.
sometimes I don't even remember. And the good people remember the bad as well. But
Of
the
course.
good goes a long way, and
Yes.
yeah, it just
Well, yeah. Well, the fact that you have people reminding you of what you did for them is, you personally don't have to remember, yeah, as long as you did good, right?
that's
So,
right. That's right.
but you mentioned your team, and I now give you a chance to mention their name. Give them the little credits. So
Okay.
I said you said you have a team of, was it 4 or 5 people that works with you?
Yeah, that works with me daily.
All
hmm
right. So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So this is the chance. This is the opportunity where I go. Okay. So the team. All right. So we will start in the kitchen. We
Yes.
have Josie and James. Right, that's Auntie. Everybody that comes, they fall right in line. That's Auntie.
Right. And see.
Yes.
Okay.
So Auntie brings it together. Auntie had a restaurant before, and
Right.
strangely, she is a mother of a former classmate of mine.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so that tells you she's like she's Auntie. She's
Right.
yes, and she's the main cook as well. Well, alongside with Sandra.
Oh,
Sandra is Haitian national. She's been in Dominica, and Sandra brings flavor to that kitchen, that
right.
pilau that people go crazy for every day.
Nice.
Sandra does that, and there's Jessica who ties in everything, and
Right.
then I have my little GT who I tell everyone that's my high school pregnancy, because people ask me. At the beginning, I was offended, but people would ask, "Is that your daughter?"
Right.
And I'm looking at GT like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. But you know
Right.
what? I capitalize on it, and people actually believe that's my high school pregnancy. And I
All
always
right.
say, thank God I had her. Because she's young. She actually is a college student. And she
Okay.
came on, yes, but she's like the face. She's in front when I'm not there. And
Okay.
then we have Chris Aye from Salisbury. He works, he has his own personal job, but that's the person who would get everything we need in the kitchen to start the
Oh,
day. Yes, that's why
nice.
it goes to five. And then we have Midian, who isn't in Dominica right now, but all you see, that was Midian. The visual, the ad, the putting everything together,
All right.
the name, Midian Packets. DJ Midian, you're probably
Yeah.
familiar
Yeah.
with Midian.
I was actually gonna ask you if it's DJ Medium. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody right now.
That would
No.
not be good, but but yeah, you did say a team of four, and you mentioned about 5 or 6 people, so that should be all
That
right.
covers it. Yes, yes.
Yeah. I did see somebody in the kitchen. I would like to think it was the who you consider auntie when I was
Short.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry. The palette
Elder,
has a stage inside sometimes. So
right,
she may not look short from outside,
right. So
but
she looks tired.
she's like here.
Okay. She's she's the elderly looking woman
Yes.
there. Okay.
Yes.
So
This is
after
Auntie.
I have to remember auntie and nurse.
Sandra, you just say San.
Okay, son. All right.
Mhm. I allow my cooks to demonstrate because Sandra had a lot. I'm not one of those that would follow that stigma with a Haitian national, so you're not taking a chance. No,
Right,
I'm very open minded, and I even allow her to incorporate her own styles of cooking
right,
because I'm very knowledgeable. Everything you see at the palette, I can actually do it. I do it sometimes,
right,
yes, but I mean, how productive will we be if I'm in the kitchen and still in front, you know?
right. True.
So I just allow her to do her thing, and at
Right,
the end of it, we would taste. Nobody can serve a meal. We know that no one serves. Like if Auntie prepares something,
right,
Sandra or Jessica has to taste for
right.
approval.
Okay.
Likewise, and then we serve. So
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool.
yes.
So you mentioned that you pretty much opened up the palette right when COVID was coming. How
Yes.
challenging was that?
Boy, oh boy. Oh boy. That was a challenge where you bring me back in time, novelist. But the fact that people there I the fact that a lot of restaurants were closing and
Yeah.
reopening because of COVID.
Hmm.
So I think I capitalized on that. I don't want to blow my trumpet, but
Right.
the sanitation, the sanitizing, my nursing came in extremely handy then.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I have to thank God that we never had to close.
Right.
Yes, so that was a good thing because In Dominica, how you would say it is like a two show, two flam.
Mm-hmm.
So when you open something new, everybody want to see, everybody want to sample.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when they did, a lot of them are still there. Are
Nice.
still there because they realized we were not just one of those that was doing it for show. We actually knew what we were about,
Right.
and we try our best to be as consistent as possible. We take critiques, we give jokes, we and I think the fact that you come there and you're not bashed as
Right.
a customer. You feel a lot of my customers, I learn what they eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody. And then so it's nice to know you go somewhere to eat and you can order your company's meal, but your
Right.
plate is already set. It's just
Nice.
yeah. So I think and just the whole customer service, I believe strongly. I've never done a real session in customer service, but
Mhm.
our logo is just treat a person how you would want to be treated. And it's simple.
Right.
Yeah. So I
Very
think
much.
that. But the challenge, I don't want to stray too much. It was challenging because the curfew was the only thing that affected us.
Yeah.
Every day we cooked praises, we had to tell maybe two or three people there's no more food.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank God I wasn't one of those two or three people, because I would have got mad in that hotel room, and,
Oh Lord.
and I
Yes.
thank God for Pallet, because I would have no other. Well, my sister would have brought food for me, but thank God for Pallet, because I don't know how I would.
A lot of people say it. A lot of people say
Yeah.
it. People even call right now. We have that, and that's a service we offer.
Right.
Um, Transparency for sure is there, and you can count on us. I have customers who call from New York,
Right.
Canada. They
Hmm.
give their credit card information. They order meals for people in Dominica for their
Okay.
birthday. Yeah,
Nice.
and
Nice.
we have the machine, the debit card machine, credit card machine. So you just authorize a payment,
Yeah.
and we deliver those deliveries. I try to do them myself, or I make sure
Nice.
they are properly delivered. So
That is
once you are
genius.
in Dominica, that's the way to go.
That is genius. I like that.
Yes.
I also had, I don't know, somebody's bringing food. Well, I wasn't seeing who's bringing the food. All out there is tuk tuk, your food is here. So I know somebody was bringing my food all the
Yeah.
time. Just I never saw the person.
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes it would be me if the load is not too heavy, I would leave and go and do my deliveries.
Right.
But then when it's not feasible, we partner with quick delivery.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and they have done an awesome job, I can say, since we've opened.
Right.
So very reliable. Yeah. Quick delivery. I hope that's a free month right there. Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Yes.
well, it was amazing. Just you sitting here with us tonight. The food, like I said, is amazing. Definitely when I come back to Dominica, that's where I'll be eating.
For
So
sure. Oh,
if you
another this before on Wednesdays now we do a codfish pilau. Now
oh,
people would frown on that before,
right,
but let me tell you, on every Wednesday we do a vegan soup for sure. We do a one pot approach.
right,
So we do a vegan soup. The chicken pilau is an everyday thing, and the
okay.
codfish pilau, I tell you,
Hmm.
I try dieting except on Wednesdays because I have to have my codfish. Yeah, yeah, that is marvelous. That is smart. That is, and
So-
it gets salad. When
right.
we're in a very, very, very good plantain mood, we do like battered plantains with that. So
Okay.
that's something to look for. And then every day we switch up our menus. Yes.
I kind of wish I wasn't that far ahead right now, to be quite honest. but
Don't worry.
but I'm
We'll be
definitely,
here.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna try sometime later on this year to be in DA. So
Okay. Looking forward.
yes,
For
and
sure.
I'm looking forward to coming back to Pallets. So you know, I don't know if you wanna big up your team or tell people how to follow the palette
Yes.
and all that stuff. So floor is yours.
Yes. Okay. So Wow, I should have prepared a lot more for that segment. Okay, so everyone listening, this was the Dissect program with the palette influence. Whenever you come to Dominica, you call or you WhatsApp 767-616-0187 or 277-0187. You can also hit us up on Facebook, The Palette Foods, or Instagram.
Mhm.
Place your order from Miami, from Barbados, wherever it is, and we will have you covered. Once you're in Dominica or you have a loved one in Dominica, allow us to feed them for you. Better food, better mood indeed.
Facts.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Kenithia, so much, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
Okay, novelist. Looking forward. And
All right,
thanks again.
no problem. We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye bye.
Of course, that was Miss Nicholas, Kenithia Nicholas. Man, the palette, amazing, amazing, amazing food. Like I said, it was the only choice I wanted, and the only choice, well, I gave myself. So, again, thank you, and do follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and if you are in Dominica, check out the palette. All right. So after being a little bit hungry, man, we're gonna talk about a little bit of clothing now, and a little bit more. Well, maybe not too much nursing, but a little medical as well. Let's welcome our second guest. She was on here 2 Saturdays ago with us. Uh, Army vet, beautiful woman. She goes by the name of Ramona Toussaint. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome her back to Dissect for the second time. Ramona, I think your mic is muted.
Oh.
There you go. Okay,
Oh, okay.
that was
Okay.
oh what's going on?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm good. I'm hungry now too.
Yeah,
Shoot.
man. I'm like, shoot, man. Like, damn, I wish I had a plate of pallets right now.
Yeah, for real, for real. Glad to be here. Glad to be back,
Right.
to talk a little bit about why I started, my company.
Yes, we're gonna be
It's a
talking
pleasure. It's
some
a pleasure.
some of course, the pleasure is all mine. Like again, I gotta apologize for my co-host not being there, but she'll pay for that eventually. Uh and I know she was looking forward to having you on the show as well, but things come up, right? So
Right.
we kind of have an idea who you are. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself for the people who maybe did not see you 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Well, again, hey everybody. I'm Ramona Toussaint. I am originally from Bronx, New York, but I live in Texas. I'm an Army vet. I served for about 7.5 years. The medical piece, I'm a physician assistant, but I stopped practicing medicine in 2014 and started my brand, PROPPAH TINGZ. Um, so it was definitely a different transition from medical to becoming an entrepreneur, but I love it. It's my passion, and I enjoy what I do.
I don't know what's up with all these nurses are just quitting their jobs. Hey, we're getting sick over here.
Well,
But
I'm a physician assistant. That's a little different. So
okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But I get
um, so I guess I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Kenithia a few minutes ago. Coming from why the decision to come from nursing into property?
okay. Well, I had to stop practicing medicine as a PA, short for physician assistant,
Right.
because I got sick with combat PTSD. I did
Mm.
2 combat tours to Iraq when I was active duty.
Right.
I served for almost 8 years in the Army and Army National Guard. And it was tough. I was a workaholic, and then my body was like, Ramona, it's
I'm
time.
tired.
And my body
Yeah.
just shut down.
Mm.
We have no control over these things. So I
Right.
ended up in therapy. And I said, okay, so what now? after all this education,
Right.
practicing in so many different specialties, helping soldiers and then civilians when I got out, I was like, well, what am I going to do? I'm still young. I
Mm-hmm.
was 34 at the time. At the time.
Wow.
At the time. So yeah. So my passion has always been my culture. Everybody who knows me knows, although I wasn't born in Dominica, they consider me Dominican. My parents raised me that way. You're
Right.
Caribbean, you're Dominican,
Mm-hmm.
you're Caribbean American. So from childhood, I mean, we were all about the culture, danced in ballet in New York, Dominica Association,
Right. Okay.
participated in carnivals, Labor Day, the Parkway, all that, So
Mm-hmm.
um, in learning ways to cope with my PTSD, I went into different areas of meditation and therapy. Well, they taught us, what do you enjoy? And I love music. I love to sing.
Right.
Some people know I can sing. I can hold a tune.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so then I found out about Houston Carnival in 2014, and I had never played mass as an adult,
Hmm.
like other than just wear a T-shirt on the Parkway, right?
Okay.
Um, so in 2014, I started and I played mass, and soca saved my life. I tell everybody that. I know that's a saying out there. It is true because they say music is therapy. Like I live
Right.
therapy, right?
Right. Yeah.
Music is therapeutic, and I just love that. It's one of the few being around other Caribbean and Afro-Caribbean people who just during the carnival time frame and any cultural event, I feel like I can be myself. I can
Right.
let loose. I don't have to worry. We really don't have much violence, if at all, at our
Right.
events, right? So I feel honestly at peace and not on guard because, with PTSD, a lot of times you socially isolate. You're on guard all the time, thinking people are after you, all types of
Right.
craziness.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I delved deep into my passions, and with the support of my mentors and my family, they were like, it started as a group of ladies on a silver cruise,
Right.
and after that, in 2017. In 2018, I decided to, this could really be a thing. So I worked hard on making a logo. This is the logo, the main logo, the lip.
Right.
And then I decided to create a brand. So,
That. Mhm. So the lips. I've noticed that with the proper thing logo, there's different flags, right? Like
yeah.
I believe I've seen Bahamas or Bermuda, one of those, Antigua, and Lucia. So I guess every country represents their own flag, right? Or their own whatever. But the lips, what does that? Why the lips?
So the lip stood out to me because it's fierce because the lip is biting, right? The lip is
Yeah,
biting down on one
yeah.
side. So
Mm-hmm.
and it's dripping. So it's
Mm-hmm.
fierce, it's sassy, and it can be tailored to whatever country of choice. You can
Right.
even have I can also put different flags within the lip,
Yes.
and it just stands out. Like you're just proud. I'm fierce. Look at where I'm from, and dripping down in the colors. And this was the first main logo. We
Okay.
also have a few other designs. We have the lip design. I have some examples.
Yeah.
So this is Kenya. This is
Okay.
our
Is it
base one
sticking it?
piece.
It's stinging it. What? That thing. It looked like a tongue or something, but I guess it's not a tongue.
No, that is part of the flag
The
actually
flag.
for
Okay.
Kenya.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you can do whatever country you want.
Right.
We have the fist. So with everything going on within the past few years, right, with
Right.
BLM, we have And Dominica Strong, Bermuda Strong. That was the flag of Bermuda.
Right.
Dominica Strong.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I like that. See,
Um,
proper things.
and then we have for the bold men, because a lot of people, yeah, I have to say proper. It's proper with two P's and an H, because it's not proper, it's proper.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Okay.
Caribbean.
Yeah, yeah.
So for the bold men, and we will be having a ladies one coming soon. We have Eyes a Proper Man. Okay, because you can't.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, Eyes. This is Jamaica.
Nice. Okay, yeah, the colors, the Jamaican flag. Nice.
And then we have our our man wearing the cap and bandana, and it comes in 3 skin tones. This is Haiti,
Haiti, right. I like that.
and I also have brand ambassadors.
Right.
We have Mr. G from Belize. We have Bozak. He's a booyah artist from Dominica. We have Sir Fingers,
Right.
producer from Dominica. We
Yes.
have American Wines Matter Carnival, Tracy Lyons. She is African American, so she represents both our African American and Pan African flags.
Right.
And we have Aisha Dickey, who is the Blue Flame Fire performer. So those are our present brand ambassadors, and we have a few more coming. And I
Right.
also have swimsuit ambassadors.
Oh wow. So you just plugging in everybody.
Yes, yes. My goal is to have models representing all Afro nations.
Mm.
Right now we have Belize, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and the Virgin Islands. So, and Dominica, if I didn't say that. And so I really want to expand to really show how diverse this design can be.
All right. Well, it look like you need some more people on the team. I'm just saying. Dissect team. I'm just saying. But
Of course.
but I take it the one with the lips that's strictly for women, right? Because
No. More women choose the lip.
Right.
But it can be unisex. I have had men pick the lip, and it actually looks nice.
Yeah.
I've had Trinidad. Yeah, I've had Trinidad, and
maybe I'm just being, I don't know, but I know I look at the lips as a sexy thing, a ladies thing. I mean, the fist and the man in the mask. That, well, for me anyway, that's more my vibe, right?
Right.
So, but how long has Proper Ting been in existence?
So I started PROPPAH TINGZ in 2019. I launched on a Soca cruise, and it was amazing because on that cruise I had so much support. I had about at least 200 to 250 customers. And every day on the cruise, everybody was wearing my merchandise. It was amazing. Nice. On that Soca cruise, on one of the days, there's a Juve. And that year in 2019, we did Juve we made a stop in Turks and Caicos.
Right.
And I made a honorary design for our lovely Asa Benson, right, from DA.
Right. Okay.
And he wore it
nice.
During his performance. Yeah, nice. I was I was so proud, and I was so happy, that he supported me. And shout out to Asa. Thank you so much for your support.
Nice. Okay, well, I'll jump to a Facebook question. It's your colleague Michael. He wants to know where. So that's a good question, actually. Where can we find Proper Things, like websites or?
Okay, so the website is still under construction,
right.
But you can find all of the products and designs on Facebook and on Instagram, and you can message directly. And the order process is seamless. It's direct shipping through the company that I use, so they send everything right to you within a very timely manner. So it's a pretty smooth process.
Nice. Now, you mentioned you have different brand ambassadors. You mentioned booyah artists, even producers, and all that. Doesn't that I guess all that is on the Proper Ting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it does that how can I say it? It does that like bring any conflict or anything, and what makes you want to have like so many people as your brand ambassadors?
Well, the reason why I created the brand ambassador and swimsuit ambassador program is to help promote my brand in addition to promoting the talents of the individual. So the goal of Proper Things is to celebrate cultural diversity and awareness,
Right.
and the beautiful talents that artists, DJs, and entrepreneurs are
Mm-hmm.
displaying throughout all over the world. So the only thing that Proper Things does in return, we support each other, we promote each other,
Right.
and it's primarily focused on support. So you promote me, I promote you. Let's
Right.
build together as a team, because
Right.
as a people, as an Afro nation, that's what's needed.
Yes, facts. And even as Dominicans, that's what's needed as well, right?
Yes,
So,
yes,
you know, the fact that Asa will put on a shirt and perform with it, that is big. That is actually helping. Scratch my back, I scratch yours, type of thing.
right.
So, but you guys, and you're not only into t-shirts, are you?
No, we make several different products: t-shirts, swimsuits, sports bras, boxer briefs, hoodies, sweatshirts, towels, tote bags, you name
Oh,
it.
wow. Wow.
Yeah, and the brand also sponsors cultural events. So in
Right.
addition to being a clothing and accessory line, we're a cultural event sponsor.
Mm,
So I started doing that with the brand last year.
right.
For Houston Carnival, was a sponsor for the band Small Island Connection. And then for Dallas Carnival of last year, I was a sponsor for the band 501 Revelers, and they're from Belize. And it was an amazing experience. I even brought some of my brand ambassadors
Right.
aboard to DJ and eat my fire eater. She was eating fire, and
Right.
everybody was like, "This is so dope." And I actually launched a section. I had a bodysuit section in
Right.
Dallas Carnival. This year, I will be participating again. Some
Nice.
secrets will be revealed.
Yes.
Some
Okay.
launching will be revealed this year for
Yeah.
Dallas Carnival 2022. So I'm excited.
Nice. Nice. So proper things. You said 2019, right? That's around the COVID time again. So I guess, well, you mentioned the boat cruise, so it had to be like right before COVID.
Yes, yes.
So
So it was in November, I believe, November of 2019, and
right.
then when our pandemic hit March 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but how has that been though? Battling through this whole COVID pandemic, and having to launch your own business was
There has been some struggles because with Carnival ceasing and that being an outlet for so many people,
Mhm.
um, there was some time frames where things were a bit slow.
Right.
But once events started happening, everybody was catch me outside.
Right.
Then the orders started coming back, and people were prepping for carnivals or events. I get orders all the time. Sometimes a customer might be traveling somewhere, and you're like, hey, like I would like to get this on a shirt or a tank top or a bathing suit.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be for a carnival. It can be any time of the year for whatever event, family event. Products can be personalized. I will say, I meant to add that the ambassadors, the brand ambassadors, the uniqueness of being a brand ambassador
Hmm.
for Proper Things is you get a personalized design. So that's a further
Hmm.
extension of us promoting the ambassador. They
Right.
actually get a design that looks like them. Um, so that's a pretty cool part that I like about that.
That is pretty fly actually. I like that. I
Yes, yes.
and n-
I wish I could pull it up to show
I
you
know
guys.
now that you mentioned that, and you mentioned fingers, Ali. I did see Ali wearing a shirt that kind of resembled his face. It was the proper thing shirt.
Hmm.
I think it was a white shirt.
Yep.
That
Yes,
that
that is him. Our designers fly. My brother Jeremy Toussaint is our
right,
graphic designer, and sometimes customers don't know. If you want to rock the brand ambassador's design, you can just contact us. We can put it on whatever item of clothing you want, and that's
right,
further promotion. That's teamwork. We're promoting each
right,
other's.
right. You know, Dale, Dale, I'm going to Facebook because some interesting questions is actually coming from there. Um, Dale, Dale, I like that question, and I should have thought of that question earlier because that would be a nice question to ask Kenithia as well. But Dale is asking, okay, I won't say it the way he's saying it, but we had our guest last week, right? Sadik from Connect 767. He was talking about, connecting Dominicans worldwide. So, for instance, so their question is, would we see you on Connect 767? If in case you didn't see it, what he's doing is it's like a free directory, but instead of having the yellow pages, it's online, right? So I believe he said the services are free. So Dominicans from anywhere could, you know, make an appointment to get the haircut, or let's say I wanted to get a proper thing shirt. So
Yeah.
that's the question. Could we or will we find you on there, I guess, in the near future?
Most definitely. I will be connecting ASAP. I would love to be a part of the directory. That I'm all about however I can, further, reach out to customers. Yeah.
Right. So I hope that answers your question, young man. So you can get your proper things in the future on that app. So, but you did mention, your team started with a bunch of women, and you guys were on a boat cruise. Um, has the team changed? I guess some of the women probably left, but have your team changed, or do you still have a team, or is just you behind everything?
So the women are not part of the team. Like I said, so we started on the cruise. It was
Right.
a fun idea. I came up with the name. We had some shirts made. We had no design the first year. Then the second year, I created a logo. The
Mm,
spelling was a bit different, And
right.
then when I finally launched, then it was just myself and my designers and assistants. But I do still keep in touch with them. They're supporters, heavy
Right.
supporters.
Nice.
They helped me. We were handing out shirts, running all over the cruise ship.
Right.
Yeah, so I definitely am so thankful for their support.
Nice. So, you would say the cruise ship was successful?
Yes, yes.
Nice. Well, I mean,
Def-
it's a rocking that shit had to be successful, right?
Listen, when I heard him come on the stage and I saw him wearing the design, I dropped everything. And I don't know how fast I can tell you, I ran across that beach
Wow.
to the stage, and the energy and how proud I was
Right.
because, I had my doubts, when I stopped practicing,
Mhm.
dealing with some of the stressors and the symptoms of having combat PTSD. And
Right.
it was a proud moment. It was a really proud moment.
Right. So you say, when you're in the soca fets or, carnival, I guess with all the excitement, all the energy, that's when you're more relaxed or more comfortable.
Yes, yes. It's crazy because most people with PTSD don't like crowds, right?
Right.
But for me, the only situation where I am comfortable and can be myself is when I'm around Afro Caribbean people at cultural events
Right.
or around military folk.
Right.
It's so absurd. I can go to a juve crowded, a parade, tripping down the road, and I feel so free.
Yeah, he's a while by birth, man. because and the reason I bring that up because, like, and you did mention it, one of those things is paranoia. Like, I would think, being around anybody, especially a crowd, well, even me, for me, I'm not paranoid, but I don't like being center of a crowd. I don't feel comfortable there.
Yeah.
Um, then too many people around me, right? So it sounds different for me when you say, you have this medical condition, but you're comfortable in the crowd. It's that's pretty
It's the music and the culture.
right,
It really is. That is why I'm so adamant when I say soca saved my life. It
right,
takes me to a different place of peace.
right. And me and you've spoke, off and on throughout the last weeks, and I know how you love your culture, you love booyah music. Have you ever been to Dominica in a Dominican, or like for carnival, for instance? Have you ever experienced that?
As a child,
Only, oh,
but not as an adult. I know I'm long overdue.
right,
So I definitely need to plan to go to Carnival and experience that as an adult.
right. Yeah, it probably will be a little bit different now, with all this stuff going on, but it's definitely one of those things you have to check out. It's very, very unique. I mean, maybe you could remember certain things as a child or whatever, but it's very unique.
Mhm.
So so what can we look for? You mentioned Dallas Carnival coming up. I believe that's in what, September.
September, yes.
What can we look forward to before September? I mean, this carnival popping up all over the place. Caravana is like, I don't know, now, Labor Day.
Right, right.
So,
Well, the Houston Carnival, I'm always a big supporter of that. So,
right,
I will be present there promoting and as usual, promoting designs. I will be
right,
launching more designs in the next upcoming months. More brand ambassadors, and we are recruiting swimsuit ambassadors. So any ladies out there who are
okay,
confident and are proud of where you're from, hit us up. You get to model a bathing suit, one piece or two piece. You get some perks, some goodie bags.
right.
So yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
cool.
I got two ladies I could just put out there. I could just put out there
Okay.
for you. I recommend Joel and Nika, but don't tell them I said anything. I gotta throw them under the bus there, But
Okay, okay.
oh man, yeah, I'm just bugging. But yeah, Nike is actually a beautiful woman. So she would, probably look good in those things. Just putting that out there. But
Okay.
okay, so but how do you go? Okay, from you know um your medical field into proper things, and now you're saying that you're doing all this promotion in the carnival sector, right? Um,
Uh-huh.
so how do you get, like, I guess for people like myself actually who would like to get into a carnival vibe, for islands therapy's sake, how did you get yourself into that position?
Okay, so networking,
Right.
strong networking. So by going to different events, connecting with DJs, artists, promoters, carnival bands, that is how I definitely built a strong network throughout majority of Central Texas. So I knew that it would be evident that I would branch off different legs of the brand. You know, like I was saying, as a sponsor for events, a mass band is a little hint, promotions down the line. So I have many many different legs that I want to branch off. I just don't only want to be solely clothing and accessories because I have, as you said, we've talked. I'm so passionate about my culture and where I'm from. I just love doing it. It's a wonderful thing to do. Now that I'm a disabled veteran and I had to stop practicing at a young age. So I love doing it, and I love seeing and making people smile. So
Nice. And keeps you on your tippy toes, right?
of course.
That's. Have you ever reached out to like since we're talking Booyah, and I know you
Mhm.
mentioned you have one Booyah artist. Um, I guess he's probably based in the States. I'm taking it, right?
Yeah, he's in Florida. Bozak is in Florida.
Oh, okay. But have you ever, okay, apart from, giving Asa a t-shirt, which is a good move, have you ever approached Asa or any of these top bands or top artists from that's in Dominica to, you know, wear proper things?
Yes. Right now, I have some on the waiting list, but and I've also approached artists from other islands, Barbados, big time Caribbean
Okay.
DJs. So it's sometimes it's going through what's the word I'm looking for? Getting through the tape,
Mm,
because sometimes they have assistants and managers that you have to try to be
go through.
seen and heard,
Yep.
but trust me, I've been adamant about reaching out. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it could be a little bit troublesome having to deal with some of these artists sometimes, but I encourage everybody to just go ahead and do what you have to do type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, I know they're busy, so but trust me, on the cruise, I was walking up to artists like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like,
oh yeah, nice. Just
yeah,
sometimes I feel that's the better way to go about things. You know,
yeah,
just take a chance. Sometimes these artists are just they actually just want to talk to somebody, right?
yeah,
so
definitely.
but wow. Well, I guess with your background, especially with that background, you know, you're not afraid to approach anyone, are you?
Oh, definitely not. I am not shy, and it's crazy because when I was younger, I was shy, but I am not, everybody that knows me knows I'm not shy. So
All right. Well,
yeah.
we have a one DJ Kaza, which I think would fit good as a brand ambassador. So
Yes, definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
I have to throw him.
My cousin.
Yeah, he's throwing me some private comments in the group there, so I gotta take shots at him. But so what's next? Houston Carnival. Apart from this carnival, what beautiful designs can we look for? Are these the new stuff you got coming out? The stuff
Yes,
that you
so
just showed us?
these are available, of course,
Right.
but I will be launching kids designs, another ladies design,
Okay.
and like I was saying, a band soon.
Right.
So
Carnival
some
band, right?
designs, some ambassadors. I actually have a long waiting list for brand ambassadors right now. But if
Okay.
anybody's watching and is out there and it's an entrepreneur, artist, or DJ, contact us and we will be glad to create a customized design for you.
Nice. Yeah, I sent two under the bus for you two ladies and a man actually.
No, I'm glad.
So
I'm glad. Send them. Send them.
yeah, the more the merrier, right? It's all about connecting at the end of the day. So
Yes.
so like you said, right now the website is under construction.
Yes.
So you want to give them the your handles, I guess, for ordering or even just contacting you to be a brand ambassador.
Sure, yes. So you can send us a message through Facebook or Instagram. So it's Proper Tings, wait, PRO, it's two P's and an H, and then
Right.
Tings with a Z.
Right.
So you just type that up, or you can send us an email, propertings@gmail.com, and we'll be glad to help.
Nice. Another question. What made you want to put the Caribbean accent to it, though?
Because I'm sassy. Everybody who knows Ramona Toussaint knows I am sassy, okay? And everybody also knows I like to be different. I've never wanted to be like anybody else. I want to
Right.
stand out.
Right.
So I said, I'm gonna put a little swag on this.
So any non Caribbean or non, I would think that's a Caribbean term. I know it's a Dominican term for sure. Uh, but I would want to say it's a Caribbean term. Have any non Caribbean folks ask you what's the meaning behind proper things? Like,
Oh yes, definitely. And I just say proper things is a proper thing.
Yeah.
You come you come it's a proper thing. You come
Yeah.
correct. It's legit. It represents
Right.
strength, cultural pride. It's a
Right.
proper thing.
Nice. So of
It's
course,
it's literally the meaning.
yeah, yeah, it actually explains itself. But
Hmm.
we have a lot of non-cultural people that may
Yeah.
not know the terminology, right? But
Yeah.
so I want to thank you for joining us again.
Yeah,
This
thank
was
you. You're
this was
welcome.
great. And we, of course, we are gonna do this again because we already have an open invitation for a third season, right?
Yes.
You're gonna bring back
Okay.
some of your colleagues,
Definitely.
right? Not to go back on there too much, but that was a very educational program when we had
Yes.
you guys
This
on.
Yeah,
And
there's so much more that we can delve into with
right,
that.
most definitely. And like we didn't even get to ask any of the questions we had for you guys. And after the
Right.
show, there's been a lot of talk about it. Some
Hmm.
people said they've never seen that type of show happen before, with having
Yeah.
all Dominican soldiers or Caribbean soldiers on a program before, right? So
Right.
we're definitely looking forward to that coming in the new season, right?
Yeah, I look forward to it too.
Right. So again, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure. You guys go out there and support proper things. You seen the nice shirts you have. I actually like, the DFS. So, you know, I personally will not wear no lips, but I will wear a fist.
I
you
got
know,
you. I got you for the fist.
right. So, if you want to big up your team or thank your team, give us your handles again so people can contact you. The floor
Sure.
is yours. Do your thing.
Sure. So, if anybody wants to hit us up to order, be a swimsuit ambassador, a brand ambassador, find out more about us sponsoring any of your events, promotions, mass bands, cultural events, hit me up, proppahthings@gmail.com. Also, Proper Things, you can just type that in on Facebook or Instagram. You can also contact me through our phone number, 210-259-5212. And I would like to give a shout out to my family, my mother, Bernadette Myler, my late father, Raymond Toussaint. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him inspiring me to be in the military and be strong and to still persevere. He taught me a lot of perseverance. So this is why I'm still pushing on, and not letting this PTSD defeat me. Also my brothers, Etienne Toussaint, his wife Ebony, my other brother, our graphic designer Jeremy Toussaint, his wife Jalicia, and my mentor who really helped me jumpstart this, David Ennis from Barbados, and all my fans, friends, Soca family, supporters, all over the world, literally. So thank you, everybody.
No doubt. You know what I think would look dope? A nice
Uh
proper
huh.
thing. Like a camouflage proper things.
I have a camouflage
Oh,
proper
you do?
things.
With the logo itself being camouflage?
Yes, it's on the flyer.
The flyer. Oh, it's on the
The
flyer for the show?
Yes.
Oops.
Shame, shame,
I
shame.
know, right? I know. It's all good. It's
But
all
I,
good.
I, that's a great idea. I will make one with the fist. That would be dope.
Right.
Yeah.
No, um, I don't know. Somebody from Islands Therapy is asking, does Dissect Panel getting any shirts?
Of course. Of course.
Oh God, I
Of
wonder who's behind
course.
these comments sometimes. But
Of course, you guys can get shirts designs. You guys can become ambassadors,
right,
And if anybody wants to see, especially examples of like Asa or Sir Fingers or Bozak, who's wearing all of the designs, you can find that on the Instagram and Facebook pages as well. They're really dope designs. And like I said, if you want to order their designs, you can. Just let us know.
Okay. So okay, I get it. You can have
Yeah,
an
you don't
ASAP
have to
shirt.
necessarily stick to just, what I showed you
Right.
guys. If you
Right.
want to help promote also the brand ambassadors, you can.
Mm, that is dope. So you guys actually could call in and kind of customize your stuff. It's pretty dope.
Yes.
All right. Well, Ramona, like I said, we will. God bless us all. We will be doing this for the third season, and I definitely look forward to talking to you again. And me and you, we
Likewise.
have a little chat thing going, so we'll talk soon. you know, uh,
Yes.
definitely want to thank you for joining us in Dissect again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
No problem. We'll talk soon.
All right. Good night.
Right. And that's another episode of Dissect. I hope you guys had fun with us tonight. I definitely had fun. I'm hungry still. So big up to Kenithia and Nicholas for joining us, and of course Miss Ramona Toussaint for joining us as well on Dissect. Next week it's just gonna be more vibes and more vibes right here on TDN TV Islands Therapy. So we do not have a video for you this week, but I can guarantee you're gonna have a nice show next week. All right. Um, Again, subscribe to Islands Therapy, subscribe to TDN Network on YouTube, on Facebook. Follow the Islands Therapy and follow TDN wherever. All right. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. The man Anthony Drago with This Week in Interview. So definitely look out for that. And every Saturdays from 11 a.m. to the hour of 3 p.m. Look out for Island Therapy Show on TDN Radio. I will see you guys next week. You guys have a blessed week and a blessed weekend. All right. Stay safe. Out.
What's up, y'all? Ramona